Are you on keto and miss eating chips?
Stay tuned for a super easy recipe.
Hey guys, so one of the biggest things that I miss being on the keto diet is eating chips, like tortilla chips, any kind of chips with your salsa, with your dip. I miss that.
Right, but lucky for you, we have a super simple recipe to make chips or almost like little crackers out of flaxseed meal. Now we're using flax seeds which are already ground up, but if you have whole flax seeds, they work just as well. You'll have to take that one extra step and grind them yourself. And you can use the dark ones or the golden ones. We have the golden ones right here.
So this recipe only uses a few ingredients. Again, it's super simple.
So we're going to take 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds and lightly toast them. Be sure you cook these on a lower flame and keep moving them constantly, and they will jump out at you once they look like they're ready. When they start popping like that, they're ready.
So we have 1 cup of ground golden flaxseed.
And we're going to add a few simple spices to that. 1 teaspoon paprika or chili powder, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, half a teaspoon Himalayan salt or regular salt, 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame seeds.
So now we're gonna mix it really well and then add half a cup of water. And now we're gonna continue mixing it until it all comes together.
And once it clumps together like this, almost like a dough, we're gonna just leave it alone and let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. And what happens is all the flaxseed kind of absorbs the water and the dough almost turns a lot thicker, like regular dough.
So while our dough is resting, we're gonna preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's been 15 minutes.
And our dough has solidified pretty nicely here. So we're just gonna go ahead and take this off. Now we're using a silicone baking sheet like this one right here. If you don't have one, you can use parchment paper, it works just as well. But we do have one, so we're gonna use it. And we're gonna take our dough and put it right here. And we have plastic wrap over here. Put it over the half. And we're gonna take another sheet of plastic wrap and do the same thing on the other side. And if you have parchment paper, you can use it on the top as well, but this is really nice because you guys will be able to see how nicely this rolls up. So you can start off with your hand and spread it out like this. Now our mat is approximately, I'd say about 16 inches long and probably about 14 inches wide. When we get done rolling all of this out, it pretty much covers the entire mat. So that'll kind of give you an idea of how thin this needs to be.
So while you're rolling it out, you wanna keep in mind that if you roll it too thin, it will burn, and if you roll it too thick, it won't have the right consistency.
The good thing about flax is if it splits apart like that, you can just squish it back together and it'll come all stick back together just like it never, like nothing ever happened to it.
So now that we've finished rolling it out, we're gonna take off all the plastic. Just like this. And now we're just gonna cut it into chip-like pieces. These slices can be pretty much as big as you want.
We're using a plastic cutter because we have a silicone mat, but if you're using parchment paper, you can use a regular pizza cutter, or you can even use a butter knife or a plastic knife. And we're gonna gently lift this up and put it onto a baking sheet.
And now we're gonna stick it into our 400-degree oven for 10 minutes.
Now it only needs 10 minutes of baking time, and I would suggest you use your timer, and as soon as it hits 10 minutes, you're gonna leave the pan inside, but just turn your oven off and just let them sit there. So what's gonna happen is the hot oven will continue cooking them, but they won't overcook them with it being on. So just turn it off, 10 minutes, that's all you need.
So the timer just went off. We're gonna pull them out of the oven so you can see what they look like.
So as you can see, some of the edges, which were rolled a little too thin, are a little dark. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull those out so they stop cooking. Just gonna keep them to the side. And it's basically all the edges because the edges are a little bit thinner than the middle. And once you have your middle part, you can see that they are a little bit thicker, the pieces. And what we're gonna do is kind of pull them apart. This is hot, so be careful, watch your hands. So once we have the pieces all separated like this, we're gonna put it back in the oven. Now remember, the oven is off, but it's still very hot. So what's gonna happen is these little pieces that are a little thicker right now and a little softer will eventually dehydrate and still become crispy.
Become nice and crispy. So you can basically just stick them in there and pretty much forget about them. I mean, they'll crispen up on their own, and whenever you remember them, there they will be waiting for you. But in the meantime, we're gonna show you how crispy these are.
You know, the sesame seeds in there are amazing. I love sesame seeds, and I know a lot of people do, but if it was only flax, it would just kind of be flaxy, but ever so often there's little sesame seeds in there, and it has a little crisp to it, and has a really good flavor too, so these are delicious.
So these chips are a great option to bring with you whenever you go to a Mexican restaurant or any place where they're probably gonna serve guacamole or salsa or some kind of dip that you're gonna want a chip for. If you just bring a little bag of these, and you can replace the tortilla chips with these, and it's the perfect substitute. Hey guys, so after we finished making our flax chips, we actually went to dinner and we brought them with us. And so now we can enjoy our salsa with our flax chips, and we also have some queso over here.
And if you're out with friends, I feel like sometimes people who are on keto, they can't participate in the whole chip and salsa, you know, extravaganza that goes on over there. But with these, you actually feel like you're not left out. You can still, you know,
you can still snack along with everyone else.
Exactly. So thanks for joining us, guys, and we really do hope you enjoy these flax keto chips or crackers or whatever you want to call them. They're absolutely versatile and they're super delicious. And if you do happen to try them out, please leave a comment below and let us know what you think about them.
Yeah, and also remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate all of the love. And remember, guys, it's easy to keto if you know how. Thanks for watching. Bye.
In your hair.
Okay.